So let's go. First question, define acceleration. It is rate of change of velocity. And sketch a graph show how the speed of rocket varies between t0 to tf. So the acceleration was constant at first, like acceleration is increasing, and then it was constant. So increasing acceleration is like this, and then a straight line shows constant. Wait a second. Till the middle of tf. Increasing, then a straight line till tf. Okay. Then in an isolated system, you can also write closed system, right? Sum of total momentum before and after collision is equal. So we can say rocket gains upward momentum. So equal momentum of gas decreases, or you can say in the opposite direction. So it should be 0, okay? Now, W equals to mg, 3.4 times 10 raised to power 3 times 10. That would be 3.4 times 10 raised to 4 newtons. Should write the units all the time. Calculate moment about P due to weight. Weight is this and this perpendicular distance 1.8. So moment equals to force times the perpendicular distance. Six one two 100 Newton meters. All right.
Therefore, this shouldn't we subtract 1.3?
Why?
Because it says that you have to find the moment about P. That's it.
Oh, about P. Yes, yes, yes. Then we should find this distance. Sorry. It should be 0.5 then. I thought on the center post. That's good. $17,000. Then a concrete block is positioned on the other side of support post with the horizontal mass, center mass. Okay. So center of mass is the point where all the mass seems to be concentrated. Writing seems is very, very important. You can write other words like considered or something, but you write it. The weight of the concrete block produces a moment about B exactly cancels the moment. Calculate this. So block will try to turn it this way, this will turn it this way. So that would be clockwise equals to anti-clockwise. Okay. 70 centimeter. Okay. W times 0.70. So that is in meters. And the moment on the other side, we just found out. Wait. We have to find it out from the center. No, about P, right? Not this. So we have to add this to, no, add this to this. Okay. 0.7 and we have to add 1.3 so that about P comes out and we have 17,000 on the other side. So this is W times 2 and W will be 17 divided by 2 is 8,500 newtons. So as you know, the sign will be like this, right? So the perpendicular distance, first the perpendicular distance was like from this to this. Now as it rotates, the perpendicular distance is going to increase. So a moment is going to increase, okay? Moment increases as perpendicular distance increases. All right. Then there is a cube, air, liquid, valve, pump. Okay. Explain in terms of air molecules how the force due to pressure of air is produced. Okay. So what happens is that air molecules constantly collide with the okay. So this is 3 marks. 1, air molecules on top of the cube. All right. So there is a change in momentum that exerts a force, like just like that. Okay. Now the density of the liquid is this. Pressure. The pressure due to liquid at a depth is this. Okay. So pressure is rho GH. Density is 1500, 10, and the height is 0.028. That's 4200 pascals. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
For the above question, can I not mention the formula of pressure?
Formula of pressure.
Yes. Force divided by area.
Yes, you can do that too. You can do that too. Okay, I think I missed. It has to be 0.028, not this. 10 is more. Okay. Now the force on the bottom surface Q is exerted by the pressure of liquid. So pressure is force over area. 420. What is the area? Do you know the area? This is it's a cube, right? So one length is 0.040. So area will be length into length. $67.2 newtons. Okay. All right, let me see everything. 0.04. Let's see, but I'm making so many mistakes today. 0.672 newtons actually. Okay, now need to brighten it up. Okay, the valve is opened and liquid is pumped into container. Okay, that's not bad. So work done is force times displacement. The force we calculated was this, and the displacement is 0.034. So this is going to be 0.023 joules. All right. Now,
Sorry.
yes.
Will you add 0.034 plus 0.028 because that was the earlier?
No,
listed?
0.28 means that the force that it has is the same.
Okay.
The depth remains the same. The force is same, and then you can use how much height it is, raised. Do you understand?
So we won't add that. We will only add 0.034.
Now, there will be friction between walls of container and liquid. Okay, that's why it's not a best idea to do it. Okay. Okay, Q MC delta theta. So the mass, do you know the mass? 0.23 grams. 0.23, heat capacity is 0.72, and the temperature increases 550. So that would be 91.1 joules. Power is energy upon time. Time is equal to energy over this power. That's 38 seconds. All right. One of the reasons why this happens because some thermal energy also goes into surroundings. All right. Okay. So basically, the piston will move away from heater because due to pressure, there will be a force on the piston to right. Right, so it will be expanding. Determine the volume. Okay. P1, V1 equals to P2, V2. Okay, let me see what else is given. There was atmospheric pressure. And now due to this pressure, there is now this pressure. It has to be some volume. Yes, volume is also given. Okay. So 2.9 times 10 raised to 5. The volume was 1.9 times 10 raised to minus 4. Pressure 2 was 1.0 times 10 raised to 5, I believe. Let me check again. Yes. And volume 2. This cancels out with this. So we are only left with 2.9 multiplied by 1.9 times 10 raised to power minus 4. So the volume is going to be 1235.51 times 10 raised to minus 4 meter cube. Now, on to the next one. Okay, so there are many ways, but boiling happens throughout the liquid. All right. And boiling happens at fixed temperature. Okay. So what happens is that more energetic molecules of liquid escape. Okay. 4 marks for 4 marks rewriting. So this reduces average kinetic energy of skin molecules. Then, hence, temperature decreases loss of energy causes cooling. That's what evaporation is, right? So to explain evaporation, basically. Gases can be compressed, but liquids are incompressible. Explain in terms of molecules why liquids are incompressible. So there is little to no space between liquid molecules. So explain to them why liquids are incompressible, right? This is because of large intermolecular forces.
So can I mention fixed volume?
Fixed volume for B?
Yes.
Like, well, I think it would be fine. Then okay, so y changes direction whenever something goes from one, like say in terms of wave fronts, that's what they're asking. That's important. If this section, the wavefront is this long, if only this section hits, it would be here, then here, then here, because it is going to change directions. Like this, 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 and so on. So it means that only a part of wavefronts hit the surface. That part, speed reduces. All right. Hence, it bends towards the normal. So whenever it's going from higher, low dense to high dense, then it has to bend because of the speed being reduced. So they have the refractive index. The light of incident surface is angle 60. Sine I, sine R equals to n. Sine I is 67. We want to find R. This is 1.3. So what you do? Sine of 67 divided by 1.3. Shift sign answer. Oh no. This has to be 45.1 degree. All right. Now it says determine the wavelength of green light in transparent liquid. Impressive. So we have the frequency. We don't have the speed, but we can find the speed, I think. So speed, refractive index equals to speed of light over speed in medium. It's 1.3. This is 3.0 times 10 raised to 8. I believe that is the speed, है ना? Okay. So oh, I had to multiply it, sorry. Okay, so that's 2.31 times 10 raised to 8. Now we use v is equal to f lambda. We have the new speed. We have the frequency remains same, 5.7. 7, I think. 14. My bad. Times lambda. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Meters. All right. Please let me know if you have a question.
Okay.
Yes.
Which formula is this? The first one?
Refractive index is speed of light in air over speed in medium. All right.
Yeah.
State the component X thermistor. EMF for the battery is E, so its square potential difference across 30 is V30. Okay. Okay. So they're in parallel, so V30 is equal to Vx. And E and V20. Okay. So Vx plus V20 will be equal to V. So that should be your answer, all right? The EMF is this resistance of X is 15. Okay. Calculate the total resistance. So first of all, we're going to follow flip 1 upon 15 or 1 upon 30 because they're in parallel, equals to 1 upon R. That's 10. And then we add the total resistance here is 10. 10 plus 20 is 30. So that should be the answer. Then ammeter reading. Okay, that's there. So V equals to IR. The EMF is 6. This is 30. 0.2 ampere. Then the temperature of X increases, state and explain what happens to ammeter reading. So if temperature X increases, then resistance, because it's a thermistor, right? So resistance decreases, hence the current will increase. That's why. Okay. All right. The next, a student turns the handle of an alternating current. The coil rotates. Explain why rotating coil produces EMF. So this is what I explained yesterday as well. So magnetic field of permanent magnet cuts the moving coil, which causes change in magnetic flux. Two and third mark is that hence EMF is induced. That's what Faraday's law is, okay? Now state the position of rotating coil when alternating output voltage is at maximum. Explain why maximum output occurs at this point. So whenever it is like in the horizontal direction, the field is going to cut it the most. Okay, so we're going to write in the horizontal position as shown in diagram as the coil cutting is maximum. Here you can also write about speed, that will be at highest speed. So that's up to you. Okay. A lamp and an open switch are connected in series to output terminals of AC generator. The switch is closed and the lamp light up. The student has to apply greater force on handle. Explain why greater force is needed to keep the lamp lit. Okay. This is now the Lenz's law he's asking about, right? So current in the coil is induced such that to oppose the change causing it. Hence, a greater force is required. All right, do you guys understand now? Okay, now going to this question. There is a gold sheet, alpha particles, vacuum, couple of detectors. The majority of passes through gold sheet undeflected and undetected on far side. Deduction. So write that most of an atom consists of free space. So we got it. There is a tiny nucleus at center. So very few particles come close to it. Now it says a small number of alpha deflected pass through the gold sheet. So we can write nucleus is positively charged. So alpha particles experience repulsion force. Then very small number of alpha particles are deflected through large angles or return back. This is because that a tiny nucleus contains almost all the mass of an atom. So alpha particles cannot must move away if they come directly in front. Okay, is it clear? Now, a beam that consists of both alpha particle and beta particle passes through region of space where there is a magnetic field perpendicular direction of beam. State two ways in which the deflection of alpha particle differs from this. एक तो they will deflect in opposite direction. Deflect in opposite directions. Number one. Number two, that beta will go will deflect less. Oh, more. Because they have less mass. That's why. All right. Is it clear? Any questions now? That's the end of the paper.